The story centers on Taylor Hayes and Deacon Sharp giving in to their feelings, a storyline that is both intensely personal and highly dangerous. Taylor and Deacon's connection has been simmering for weeks, or even months, under the surface, fueled by shared history, vulnerability, and the unspoken chemistry that exists between them. This isn't a simple flirtation. It's the culmination of years of complicated relationships, past trauma, and emotional dependency. Both characters are fully aware that boundaries exist, yet the pull of familiarity and comfort makes those boundaries increasingly fragile. Steffi Forrester Finnegan quickly identifies the danger. She sees the subtle signs, how Taylor's counsel affects Deacon, how Deacon leans on Taylor emotionally, and how their closeness is escalating beyond professional or friendly interaction. Steffi understands the stakes in a way that neither Taylor nor Deacon is currently acknowledging. Sheila Carter Sharp, Deacon's wife, is a known threat, volatile, obsessive, and quick to punish perceived betrayal. Steffi's urgency is therefore not just moral, it's practical. She is trying to prevent a chain reaction that could destroy multiple lives. Steffi attempts to involve Hope Logan as a second voice of reason, hoping that peer influence and outside perspective might strengthen Taylor's ability to resist. Steffi's approach demonstrates strategic foresight. She realizes that emotional impulses can override judgment, so multiple layers of intervention may be necessary. Meanwhile, Deacon turns to Taylor for guidance, creating a role reversal that highlights both intimacy and risk. Taylor, typically the voice of reason and professional composure, now becomes a confidant and counselor to Deacon. This shift underscores the depth of their bond. They trust each other with thoughts, fears, and vulnerabilities that no one else knows. However, this closeness blurs boundaries and accelerates the emotional intensity. Taylor counseling Deacon is not a neutral act. It is emotionally charged and intimate, showing that both are aware of the danger but unable, or unwilling, to fully resist the connection. The tension in this storyline comes from secrecy and timing. Sheila remains unaware of the growing attachment, but that window of secrecy is narrowing. Every shared glance, every private conversation, and every emotional dependence increases the likelihood of exposure. The narrative creates a sense of inevitable disaster. Desire is building, responsibility is slipping, and the consequences of discovery promise to be catastrophic. Taylor and Deacon are trapped in a duality, wanting connection while fearing the inevitable fallout, a classic soap opera tension amplified by their history and Sheila's potential for violent reaction. Steffi's role emphasizes the moral and strategic stakes. She is not acting out of jealousy alone, she is acting from a combination of family loyalty, foresight, and survival instinct. Involving Hope demonstrates Steffi's awareness that one voice may not be enough to prevent disaster. Her role is to slow the momentum, to interject caution before Taylor and Deacon's emotions fully override rational thought. Steffi represents both moral clarity and practical risk management. She knows the consequences of indulgence are far-reaching. This storyline also reflects a broader thematic pattern in the soap at this time: loss of control, blurred boundaries, and inevitable confrontation. Taylor and Deacon's emotional surrender demonstrates how even the most rational characters can be overtaken by desire. Steffi represents foresight and restraint, while Sheila looms as the ultimate test of loyalty and self-control. The tension isn't simply romantic, it is psychological, moral, and social. The fallout from this arc will not be limited to Taylor and Deacon. It will ripple across Steffi, Hope, the Forrester family, and ultimately Sheila, creating cascading consequences that will shape future storylines. In short, Wednesday's episode is about desire versus responsibility, secrecy versus transparency, and emotional impulses overriding judgment. Taylor and Deacon's growing intimacy signals a turning point in the show, with danger looming in every private moment. Steffi's intervention underscores the stakes, showing that wisdom and foresight can slow disaster, but may not stop it. The storyline is a carefully constructed emotional time bomb, building toward high-stakes drama, conflict, and betrayal that will impact nearly every character connected to them.